Hello, this is Poonam Shukla, UR14CS028, and this is my fifth database lab experiment, and it is based on subqueries and view. So here on the right side, you can see these are the queries that I have to execute and see what changes it makes in table. So now on the left side, you can see this is my spool file after executing the subqueries. So let's get started. So here, what is subquery? Basically, it's a query under a query. So the inner query will execute first, and then it will give a result to the outer query, and then the main output will come. And the views are just it's a simply a virtual table, but it will connect the like the virtual like make thing of the main table. Okay, so first query is like this, where it's asked me to find the name of the customer whose order for a cherry and the oak. So basically, I have to like my product material should be equal to a cherry and red oak. So here the customer for connecting the customer table and the product table, I am using these in fact in keyword. So even is a multiple row subquery. So in will return the multiple value. If any member is matching, then it will return the output. So this is multiple return subquery. And so after executing it, then I'll get my number of customer. Here you can see my customer name. And the second is say it's second subquery is here also the name of the customer who ordered the product table. It's same as the first one. Here also we are using the in, so that we can get, because the we don't know if it's single or multiple, so that's why we are using in, so that it can return we can use the multiple value what it returns. And here you can see, after joining everything basis on the um, their ID, we are getting the customer name. And the second and the third subquery is the detail of a customer who order for a product ID. And here they are asking us to use exist. What exist is basically, it checks if the required value it's present is in the table or not. So here we are so details of the customer, so it will be our outer query, and then it will check whether the product, the customer ID from the order one, and where ID means ID where in product table product ID 1000, then it will give it to the it will give this product ID for the order quantity table. And that's why we are using in, and because it can return multiple values. So and then it will check, and then it will execute the outer query. And then fourth, here we are using any means any is also multiple row return query keyword. So it will return the multiple value, if any value that exists. If any value, it will check the each row. If any value is matching, then it will return the output. And then here you can see all. The fifth query is finding the supplier with the highest rating using all. So here we are the supplier name, we want supplier name, so ID. So that's why, and highest rating. So if the quantity is higher, then that's how we'll check it. So we have to check for the who has the uh, maximum product quantity. So here we are using all because it's all. So all will, if here it will give the restriction that every value has to be equal, then only it will return the value. So it will check the every single value in the row. So after that it will return the product ID, and by product ID it will return the supplier name and ID. And here you can see, as same as the above one, we are using in, and we are matching the ID and getting the product order by the KT code. It's a customer name. And Then here also displaying the supply details who quantity is greater than the this ordered ID 103. Here also in subquery we are getting the order ID, and where it's 103, and then again with product ID from the order quantity. If it's less than the order quantity, then it's giving the output and any value. It's taking and using and by using any keyword, it's any value it's less than that, then it will returning the product ID and it's giving the value output. And then now let's see here. Okay, so yes, null value means no row select can also be come if nothing is matching between that. So here by using any, and like here asking the displaying the customer detail whose rating is greater than the supplier. So we have to connect the product table, and thus and here we are using inner join so that we can take the common between two table, and by that, and we are checking the condition if it's greater than or not, and if it's not then it can also return, that's why it's returning no rows value. And now here we are using view. We have to create view. So this is the syntax for views: create, or replace. If first time we are creating, so we have to use create keyword, and this is, and then view, it's a keyword, and then view name, and what table we want, from what thing we want in that particular view, we can give it in the as subqueries, sorry, as the means column name and everything. And here, okay, the 13 is create a view with customer name and order ID and the order date from view 1 and view 2. Here it's saying we can't do data manipulation is not allowed because of the we can't use DML command and uh, in the views, so that's why it's not allowed. It's does not support the complex uh, queries. And now here also asking create a view with customer name and order. So we'll create a view as select customer name and then v2, because we are taking order ID from v2, that's been already created. Here you can see in 12th, and we are taking, and then we are checking order ID of v1 and v2 from views, v1 and v2 views, and then by order date, mean according to order, then view will create it. And the last query is delete a row from above view, but in rows we can't delete a row, it's not supported, so that's why showing row can't be deleted. So this was all my fifth lab experiment. Thank you.